Well, as you know, it is a presidential election year, and while voting is important every year, obviously the stakes are high in November with it being a presidential election year. And with artificial intelligence advancing quickly, one local nonprofit is working to help you understand it.
And I spoke with Susan Gonzales on ABC7 at 7. She is the founder and CEO of Bay Area-based AIAndYou. My first question was about what her organization does.
Launched AIAndYou after I was in the tech industry, and I learned about this new technology called AI. That was like 9 years ago, and it allowed the blind community to access a social media platform. I thought that was really cool. So I left about 5 years ago, and I just started creating content, easy to understand content for people to understand the basics of AI, which is AI literacy. And it's very, very important for people to understand the basics today. Like, now is the time to have curiosity, because AI is not a choice. We interact with it the moment we touch a device, and we just need to understand it, particularly as we go into this election.
Absolutely. And we really have to turn our focus to behind the headlines and this voter education campaign and how kind of that is all tied. Can you talk more about it?
Absolutely. We have launched an awareness campaign to help voters understand, for example, what deep fakes are, and why this election is a digital election. So if you can imagine, 4 years ago, we couldn't grocery shop online. We couldn't do a lot of things online. But that same technology, unfortunately, allows some bad actors to create fake information that could sway voters. And so we just want to alert everybody. Essentially, you can't believe anything you see, read, or hear this election before you check it out. So be aware of anything you see and before you react, and verify and double check.
And so are those pretty much the challenges that people are facing when it comes to this election year and AI? What other challenges might they be looking at?
This misinformation is the primary concern in this election, because unfortunately, or fortunately, the technology advanced so quickly that there are no guardrails, and so there are no consequences. So I can create a deep fake from my laptop at home, and it could be intended to sway certain voters in one direction or the other. And this is a nonpartisan issue, and it's a global issue. It's happening all over the world. And at the same time, global bad actors can influence our votes. It's hard to believe, but that's what the technology can do this year. It can be hyper-personalized, and the communication can be real-time based on our activity online. So it's just a time to really be aware. But also, there's some great things that AI is doing in this election. It's helping people with disabilities. It's helping voter registration, for example. And the Secretary of State's office, always has more information on that.
Yeah, and Susan, I know you mentioned that global impact, and here we are in Silicon Valley. How are you and your services helping locally?
What we're really doing is reaching out to local communities. So, for example, our content is free and available to come to our website, AIAndYou.org, and learn about the election and all misinformation. And there's information if you're an educator, if you're looking for a job, or if you're wondering how AI impacts your money. So it's all tied together. And there are some great AI for good stories, right? But unfortunately, right now, the not so good story is how people can leverage the technology to sway our vote. So it's really incumbent upon voters to be very careful and be very diligent in cross-referencing whatever we see, read, or hear.
Yeah, Susan, thank you so much. We'll definitely, I know, keep our eyes on it and make sure that people are certainly paying attention to the good and the bad and what we're learning as we continue through this digital age. Thank you so much. And for those of you at home, you can learn more at AIAndYou. That's YOU.org.
Such important information.